Hello, this is my first video from LA. Call of Duty invited me out here for Call of Duty Next, and they just dropped the first multiplayer trailer for Modern Warfare 3. So in this video, I'm going to give you my kind of reactions to that video, as well as kind of breaking it down a little bit. We'll go through it piece by piece and talk about all the things I noticed. Now, I am not by any means a multiplayer expert, so if I get things wrong in this video, which I inevitably will, please let me know down in the comments below. But let's get started. Right, so this is the beginning of the trailer. Obviously, I can't have the audio playing on this trailer because I would get DMCA to hell. But we'll wait until it gets into the proper part of the trailer and then we'll start picking it apart within an inch of its life. There's quite a few things in this that I don't know what's going on. I think it's kind of interesting. So, first of all, you've got this big kind of gun armory. I'm not sure if this is just alluding to the fact that we are getting all of the Modern Warfare 2 weapons in this game. They're all carrying over, as well as a bunch of new guns. So I'm sure some eagle-eyed viewers will be able to spot some of the guns here. Maybe some of them are new. I am also kind of wondering if this is a hint that they're going to expand the firing range a little bit, because I thought the firing range was a very cool idea for Modern Warfare 2. But they didn't really do a lot with it. Like, it's not that interesting to look at. It doesn't give you that much information, like that much data. It'd be really nice if you got things like DPS or time to kill or something like that when you were shooting the targets. I would love it if there was something like that. And it'd be even better if maybe on the walls you could just have all of the different guns and then an attachment station. So rather than going in and out of the menus all the time, you could just like grab a new gun off the wall, go change the attachments and then be good to go. That would be awesome, but I think that's maybe wishful thinking on my part, just looking at a picture of an armory. And then we have this tank. This looks a lot like the thing that was in one of the Fast and the Furious films where they were out on the ice and they had that kind of all-terrain tank type thing with a machine gun turret on top. I'm pretty sure this has been in Battlefield 2042 as well. It's like super nimble, super fast firing machine gun. It was really overpowered in Battlefield when they first introduced it. So it'll be interesting to see where it kind of fits into Warzone. Whenever they start showing tanks, and there's more than one in here, I do wonder whether it'll just be in the kind of war mode, the big sort of map battle version that we're going to get, or are we going to see it introduced to things like Warzone? Because obviously it'd be very, very hard to balance, but it could kind of be fun. Black Ops 4 and Blackout did do some modes with tanks, and it was awesome. Like, they were easy targets, and people would kind of focus on them, and that balanced the fact that they were insanely powerful. So then it goes on to highlight a couple of sort of player skins and weapons and things like that, but then it turns to focus on the maps. Now, obviously in Modern Warfare 3, all of the multiplayer maps are the Modern Warfare 2 maps, the entire roster of Modern Warfare 2 maps. But did you just catch that then? There was something really, really strange. So there's a bit of a finishing move shown, and then this guy with the sniper rifle kind of does a backflip and then gets back up and fires. Now, there's a few things throughout this trailer that look a bit interesting like that, where they don't look like finishing moves because they're not super close to another enemy, but they're like little flourishes. Now, I do wonder if we're going to get something like taunts back, but it'd be amazing if they were something more like the Black Ops 4 ones, where they're like full body doing absolutely crazy things to kind of show off, as opposed to just the little hand gestures that we got in Modern Warfare 2019. Although, to be honest, I'd be happy with them too. Then we've got to run through some of the maps again, and they look really nice. Like, the lighting looks really good. They look like kind of how I remember them from Modern Warfare 2, which is always the trick to a remaster or remake, isn't it? Of like hitting what you expect them to look like, and they've done a good job. We've also got a quick confirmation here that, you know, there are working elevators, so you can go up and down in the elevators and come out and storm people, which is always fun. Then, of course, a little bit more shooting and showing us more raid skins and another one of those little flourish things. And then this guy fires this thing. Now, I have no idea what this is. I'm sure someone will be able to tell me. It's probably some kind of kill streak from an earlier game or something like that. But it looks like he fires a tiny little rocket, but it's got these big flaps on the side of it. I'm not really sure what they are. It then immediately cuts to an explosion, but it's an explosion on another map, so it's not kind of the result of this, but maybe that's implying that this is something that you like fire in the air and then it does a bunch of explosions. I've got no idea what this is, so please let me know in the comments if you recognize it. But whatever it is, it looks cool. All of this stuff looks cool. It's a very good trailer. Then you see some underwater swimming. And the interesting thing here is that they've got their assault rifles out. Now, I did have someone on Twitter saying, hey, can you ask the developers whether we're going to be able to use more than pistols underwater? Because obviously, especially in Warzone, it kind of sucks if you get a water final zone. And then people who have redeployed recently almost have an advantage because they can shoot underwater and everyone else can't. And it doesn't really make sense. There's no reason why a pistol would work underwater but another gun wouldn't. So I'm not sure if this is hinting at the idea that maybe you will be able to use other types of guns. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something like there's certain ammunition types that let you use them underwater. Something like that would be cool. I don't know enough about weapons to know whether that's realistic, but that would be cool and kind of seem balanced to me. Then we've got a little shot of this desert map, and then not a huge surprise, but the Wheelson is back. Then a bit more of a look at a few of the aerial kill streaks. It looks like one of them might even be the napalm, kind of lots of things shooting out of the sky, a little kind of weapon inspect showing there, and some more bombing runs and finishing moves and things like that. And then what I think might be confirmation of what that little drone was from earlier, like he fires it up here and then it goes into the window and explodes. So the way he's activating it makes it look like it's a kill streak, and maybe it's gonna like go seek out the next enemy like in front of you. I'm not quite sure how this wouldn't be overpowered, especially in Search and Destroy. Maybe it kinda has to fly in a straight line, maybe it only has a couple of seconds before it explodes, but it'll be interesting. If it's just like a kill button, like kill an enemy in front of you, that seems crazy overpowered, so it'll be interesting to see what they've done to make that not too strong. But we do see quite a lot of kill streaks in here, and we see some new ones, which I really like. I was worried we'd just get the old ones. Now we see one of the coolest things, I think. This is something that's been in previous games, but it's the EMP. So the idea is that if you get this kill streak and you activate it, it'll take out anything that's in the air. I think this is absolutely amazing. I think this is super useful, and it stops you from having those kind of games where you're getting absolutely dominated by air support. It lets you kind of shut that down so you can keep making a play. I thought that was a really good kill streak in the past. I'm glad they've brought that back. Then in the next section, we actually get to see some proper first-person gameplay. It doesn't look that different from Modern Warfare 2 with the UI and things like that, but I don't think we really expected it to. We do get a little show that, you know, mantling and shooting's back on, and we get this that shows there's going to be some multi-team stuff. Here it's showing it on Rust, but there's going to be some modes that have more than 2 teams. I always like this kind of thing, you know, having 4 teams of 2 or 3 teams of 2 or 3, I think works really well, so I'm looking forward to that. As we move on, we see another one of these flourishes, so using the pistol, Ghost there, sort of like fanning it. Again, not sure if that's a weapon inspect or what that's going to be, but it looks pretty cool. And then a little bit of seeing how the vehicles will work. We've got the buggy back, we've got helicopters with people shooting down, and we also get to see that tank in action and just how fast it is of it jumping off something there, which looks very, very cool. And then we see this missile launch. Now, this I know is from one of the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer maps, but did the missile launch in that, or is this maybe the new war mode? I'm not really sure. Like, if it's the new war mode, that's pretty cool if we've got kind of big dynamic map events. Or this might be the ending of that, like maybe one team's trying to stop this from happening, one team's trying to make it happen, and that's how that'll work. I'm not really sure. And then the trailer rounds off with a couple of weapon effects that look kind of cool, and a little bit of look at some of the water and another couple of the maps, and a taser finishing move, which is kind of cool. And then the date, obviously November 10th, which is when Modern Warfare 3 comes out. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm here in LA for COD Next. I get to play this on Thursday, and I'll be streaming the whole thing right here on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on, leave a like if you like this video, dislike if you didn't, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.